Hey guys, good afternoon. I hope everybody's doing amazing. Listen, I want to talk to you this week about your money and the startup capital you need to start your business. So make sure you're getting on my calendar, bit.ly/ the number seven startup capital. Excuse me, bit.ly/ the number seven startup. So listen, for those of you, only if you're serious about making the investment required to get your startup capital in order. And I've talked to a ton of women this week who are super interested, ready to start the class because they understand that anything else is potentially stealing from your family. It's potentially robbing you of the opportunity to be successful. And you have to say to yourself, why am I struggling so hard to get this business off the ground? And part of it is that you just cannot be as competitive as you could without startup capital. And that there are millions of dollars out there waiting for you. You're not waiting on the money. The money is already there, already set aside for you, already designated for you. But because you don't know what to say, do, where to look, you don't know how to take advantage of it, then unfortunately, meaning we as a race and we as a gender, are being left behind. And knowing that knowledge is power and knowing where to go, what to do, what to say is worth the education. So unfortunately, some of us are still trying to muscle our way through to the next level because we've been taught to work hard, which is great. Thank you, Tisha, for the link. Hey, Miss Sharon, I hope you watched your video. We've been taught to work hard, which is great, but working hard without resources is the equivalent of trying to plant a farm the size of a football field with a hand hoe. It's all but impossible. So we've got to stop battling the odds and get to that point where we're competitive. And we've got to make revenue and startup capital a priority. So I know you may want to do something else first, but realize that that startup capital is going to position you so that whatever you do, matter of fact, I talked to a lady yesterday. She said, I want to take this program that teaches you how to get government contracts. I said, okay, great. But if you do that, what happens when you get a government contract? They may give you a $250,000 contract to do nothing but sweep and mop the floors. Where are you going to get the brooms? Where are you going to get the mops? Where are you going to get the cleaning supplies? Because if you don't have the startup cap, they're not going to pay you first and then let you do it. You've got to have the startup capital you need to get started. So we all as women have to understand that cash rules everything around us. And that in order for us to be competitive, especially in today's marketplace, we need some stuff. We need some things like websites. We need things like technology. We need expert advice. We need equipment. There's a lot of things you can do on your phone. There's a lot of things you can't do on your phone. So while we're running around trying to feed the world and help the world out of our own pockets, we're doing nothing but stealing from our families and robbing our destiny when there's so much money out there, sponsorship money available, startup capital and resources available, grant money available, even our own personal lines of credit and business lines of credit. What we have to realize is that when we learn more about money, what we're doing is we're preparing the next generation not to have to suffer so much. So now that I know how to use sponsorship, now that I know how to write for-profit grants, now that I know about startup incubators and lines of credit and personal lines of credit, my children will get the lowest interest rate homes. My children will get the lowest interest rate business startup capital loans. My children will know how to get in the face of a corporation and require that they write us checks for thousands and thousands of dollars. This whole lack of knowledge about money and how it works has to stop with you. You have to be determined to do more for not just yourself and your future self, but to leave the next generation more better equipped to build these businesses. Who told us that building a business while broke was cute? And now that we know better, we've got to do better. So I don't care where you are in the business building process. If you're serious about building a 7-figure business, I expect to see you in the Startup Capital Bootcamp that's starting soon. bit.ly, the number 7-figure startup. Is that right? Mm-hmm. bit.ly, the number 7-figure startup. So you can learn how to get the startup capital you need to build your business big enough to quit your job. This has been the problem that my clients have had over the last few years. They get the knowledge to execute, but they don't have the money to execute. And the knowledge to execute without the resources to execute is almost like having a toaster, but not having any bread. So now, how do you eat? How do you eat? So now that I know better, and as I was really working to launch this program to help women get to their first 7 figures, I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that the first step is you got to get your startup capital in line. You've got to have money for websites, and you've got to have money. How many of you know you're not going to go live every day? If you know you're not going to go live every day, but your business requires that you market every day, you've got to have money for Facebook advertisements, and you got to have money to hire somebody to get it set up right. We can't keep dragging our feet or pretending to be in business when we don't have the knowledge or capital to build sustainable businesses. Let me ask you a question. Aren't you just tired? Aren't you tired of nickel and diming your business? Tired of making decisions about your business based on how much money you have and not based on what's best for your business? Just answer yes or no in the chat. Aren't you tired of being in a position where you know you need things for your business, but you don't have the money to go and get those things? And you see other people executing and building their businesses, and you say, well, why not me? Why not me? Because you don't have the capital. And being honest about that, being brutally honest about that, and the knowledge that you need. I'm quick to tell anybody, we paid $30,000 to $45,000 to learn the same knowledge that we're teaching you for a fraction of the price. So it doesn't matter what you're going to be trying to do later. This is your first stop. If you don't want to be frustrated, this is your first stop. If you don't want to keep being on the fence of wanting to do things, but not having the resources or the revenue to get them done, this is your first stop. If you want to teach your children something different, if you want to show them how to really play the game of money and using other people's money, this is your first stop. And there's so much that we're leaving on the table because of lack of knowledge. Hey, Dan. So guys, I encourage you to start at the beginning, bit.ly/7 and understand that struggling to build your business, that's not sexy. Trying to muscle through and do everything yourself, that's not cute. Not having a team, that's not where it's at. Not paying payroll, not hiring technology. You can't do all of these things by yourself. Creating your own graphics, they look like it. They look like you made them yourself. Oh, I'm not going to hire a makeup artist. I'm just going to do my own makeup. It looks like it. There is a night and day between professional work and the work you do yourself. And I'm not going to say you're going to jump out there and immediately have a team, but you've got to be able to afford at least a little piece of help. And that's where the startup capital comes in, guys. You've got to understand how important it is, not just for you, but for the sustainability of your business. That's why so many small businesses fail. You don't have a cushion. Hey, Bertha, so everything could be going amazing in your business. You could have a restaurant sold out every day, packed to the rafters. Your commercial freezer goes out. And a commercial freezer can run anywhere from $5,000 used to $20,000 brand new. And so now here you are trying to buy a new commercial freezer. And even though you have the profits coming in every day, because you didn't have a cushion, that one little thing has the ability to wipe your business out. Or like I told you earlier, you get a contract. The lady said, I want to do government contracts. You get a government contract for $250,000 to clean 25 buildings, but where are you going to get the mops and the brooms and the cleaning supplies? And people do not pay without, people will not work and then say, well, just pay me when you get your government check. So you got to have payroll up front, guys. We've got to start being smarter as women, as families, as a people, as a race, meaning the human race, about building our businesses, and stop thinking that we don't need to pay for knowledge, or stop thinking that we can just go out and figure it out by ourselves. If it were that easy, everyone would be a millionaire. Everybody would be making $1 million. If it were that easy, everybody would be balling. It's not. It takes wise counsel. So you have to be willing to invest in that counsel so that you can do something differently with your life, not just now, but in the years to come. So schedule your call, guys. I'm going to be on the phone with you guys all week to talk about what the Startup Capital Bootcamp is and how you can get involved. But by all means, only if you're serious. If you're not serious enough to keep your scheduled appointment, don't schedule one. If you're not serious about making the investment, don't schedule an appointment. Don't schedule an appointment just to say, hi, coach, how you doing? I'm doing great. I'm gonna let you know right now, I'm doing fine. Like Mary J. Blige say. So only if you're serious. And for those of you who are tired of struggling to get started, this is especially for you. Figure it out. Make a way, because there is no way to your next level but through this course. And now that I know that, I'm not even letting people sign up for my coaching program without first taking this course. bit.ly, the number 7-figure startup. You've got to understand business money, what money is available to you so you don't have to struggle, what money that you can even teach your kids about so that you don't have to struggle, and what that's going to mean for you in the long term is not trying to beat yourself up to work 2 and 3 jobs to get the money to pay for your business. You have the bandwidth to generate that revenue, get what you need, and still have the time you need to laser focus on your business. So I just wanted to give you guys a heads up that you're not waiting on your money. Your money is here. It's already been appropriated for you. You've just got to do what it takes to get to follow those steps and make it happen. So we'll be back a little bit later, guys. Make sure you get on my calendar, bit.ly/the number 7 startup. Talk to you